The peaceful August night breeze blew warm in Ridgefield, Connecticut, as the whole neighborhood fell silent. All except for Stephen, that is. Stephen Uricchio, an average 31-year-old man, brutally took the life of his own father, Mark Uricchio, in his own home. After his attack, Stephen picked up the phone and dialed 911. He claimed he had hurt his father, and upon arrival confessed to the police, quote, "I murdered him, really, really badly," end quote. As the police entered the house going up the stairs, a bloodied fillet knife was found near the bedroom, where they soon after found Mark's lifeless body. The report states, quote, "The victim's face, lower torso and abdomen, and groin were mutilated. What appeared to be internal organs from the above-mentioned areas were on the outside of the body," end quote. Stephen was taken into custody, where he was described as unstable. As his court day approached, he had to be carried into court by marshals as his body was limp, slouching down onto the table. Seeing his state, the state attorney, David Applegate, promptly requested that Stephen be evaluated for his cohesiveness, ensuring that he is stable enough to proceed with the hearing. During his next trial on September 4th, 2024, despite his many mental health complications, he was deemed competent enough to withgo trial. Evidence from the evaluation shows that Stephen was hesitant to discuss his childhood, but was more than willing to talk about his mental illness, including his schizophrenia. In the third hearing, Uricchio pleaded not guilty to the murder of his father, but was ultimately placed on bond for $1.5 million. The Kamala family had lived in a $4 million mansion in Dover, Massachusetts, having a seemingly perfect life. However, on the cold night of December 28th, their fate would change for the worse. The Kamals had secretly been drowning in debt and were set to be evicted that same day. Instead of complying, the father of the so-called happy family, Rakesh, had a different plan. Just a few days after Christmas, Rakesh had enough and killed his own family. Police responded to an urgent 911 call, entering the mansion to find a letter typed to the person who was going to pick up the house keys, since they were supposed to be out of the house by that time. The note had started with, quote, "Please note, before entering, call the police to first check the 3 bedrooms on the 2nd floor. Each room will be marked by a white sheet of paper," end quote. As police arrived, they had realized that Rakesh had not been lying. As they opened each door with a white sheet of paper, each member of the family had been found shot and killed. Rakesh was soon found dead in the bathtub, where he shot himself. Later during the investigation, police found that he had filed for bankruptcy and was served with a foreclosure notice just 3 months prior, and had owed his brother $150,000. The overwhelming debt was too much for Rakesh. As he sunk in debt, he made sure that everyone else drowned with him, not wanting to die as a burden. In the beautiful state of New Hampshire, the birch and pines blow in the breeze as the birds chirp, calling out to Mother Nature herself. Unfortunately for the Reed couple, they would find themselves calling out for help instead, dying in Mother Nature's arms. Steve and Wendy Reed met several years prior to 2022, spending countless hours adventuring outside together before moving back to Steve's hometown together in Concord, New Hampshire. On the beautiful spring day of April 18th, 2022, the elderly couple had gone for a routine walk on the Marsh Loop Trail, never to be seen again. In a panic, the family reported the 2 missing, only for their bodies to be found on that trail about a week later. Both Wendy and Steve had suffered multiple gunshot wounds, ending their lives that evening on their walk. The murderer is still unknown and walks free to this day.